All right, welcome back. We're gonna get started pretty soon here with this draft. I think we're just waiting on the whatever the XI, however it's pronounced, the jungler, to come back. I think he's having a little restroom break. But today I am joined by my color casters, Mr. Joker and Mr. Riddy. How are you both doing today?
I'm chilling. Nice day to cast.
Happy to hear. What about you, Joker? How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Mr. Zoll.
I'm glad to hear that too. Yeah, hopefully we get started pretty soon. I'm assuming he'll be back pretty quickly. But what are your thoughts on on this matchup tonight? I don't know how familiar you two are with the plat scene at the moment, but we have Hoshi and Chelsea's team here, and facing off versus the hardhead zone version of Bing Chillers, which is actually missing the two hardhead zone players that they had recruited as part of whatever merger it is that they have going on here. So no alternative and no Dragon Mooncake. Not much of a hardhead zone anymore, but it's still I'm sure it'll still be an exciting matchup, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, even though they have two subs, I mean, I think Z, however you say it, looks to be, in my opinion, the stronger team. But yeah, I think it should be definitely good games to cast tonight. So,
What about you, Joker? What are your thoughts on these two teams?
I mean, they're all familiar faces that we've seen, or I've seen in plat scenes. Coterie, Bennett, Watercat, King Civil. I don't know Inferno, but Chelsea and Hoshi. So
Yeah, definitely a lot of familiar faces around here. Like you said, it's pretty much just Inferno. I mean, on our side, we have Furley, who is a newcomer. He was brought on by Chelsea. Him and his pairing in the mid lane, Flyer. We have the flying Furley duo in the mid jungle. Has been very dominant so far, and it looks like Dorado, our side, Dorado Gaming. I'm just gonna call him Dorado Gaming X because I don't want to have to figure out how to pronounce it every time. They are ready on draft, so it looks like we're underway. Let's see what kind of bands we see go through. See what Chillers' first band is. But what are some things that you guys think are maybe priority bands? Whether from your point of view as masters level players or in general.
I think Zaya is a really good priority ban. Maybe Jinx as well. I
Two
think those
ABC
two
bands.
have really well. It depends on if they play it or not, but those two picks are really strong. And I know Daydream as a player, she plays a lot of Zaya, so maybe it could be a threat from them. Oh wait, Bing Chillers don't have bans, I think.
Oh, I think they are losing one ban because of the E-sub. I think that some other bans were waived. I'm not sure, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna get the Lilia coming out. Jinx Lilia, pretty interesting. Brady, what are your thoughts on a Lilia ban? Do you think it's meta
yes.
ban or comfort?
No, I think it's just Furley's like really. I mean, it's his most played, right? And it's also like he has an insane KDA, 60% win rate. Everything else is subpar. I mean, he probably has just games on it for comp. So it definitely is his comfort. And yeah, two bans seems like just trying to target this jungler.
Yeah, trying to target Furley's pool. And it makes you wonder, if Big Chillers had all three bans, whether we'd see three bans against Furley, who has been a star for their team. But we're seeing the Wukong ban. I'm sorry, not the Wukong ban, the Wukong first pick. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Maybe primarily you, Brady. You're a fan of the B1 Wukong.
Right, yeah, I've done it for Kai. The thing is, I think the nerfs are intended for early game skirmish, so it's really we'll see a lot less, maybe more farming, less like skirmish early, unless like they have priority lanes. So we'll see from that. I still think he can definitely fight, but it's definitely we'll see. I haven't really like seen how Wukong is at least dispatch, but it definitely hurts him. And
what about in response to the Seraphim Vi, Joker? Do you have any thoughts on these champions that we're seeing from the side of Dorado?
Well, I think Coterie is a very good topside player, and I think he's good with resources. So maybe this, I don't know if Seraphine is a flex, but I think it's most likely going to Daydream. So I think it's a really good safe pick. It'll enable the teammates or her team, and enable her top side to
Yeah.
go crazy.
What about the Kaisa into the Seraphine? Is this a matchup that you think is beneficial for either side? Is it a counter? What are your thoughts on that?
Um, well, I would have to see more into the picks, but Kai'Sa's only enabled by Wukong right now, and I don't think it's a good pick compared to like the other ADCs that are open. It's gonna be hard because like she gets outranged in lane, and then once, oh okay, wait, actually
Well, it's great.
this kind of changes it. So Blitz is very a very good pick into Seraphine. So Kaisa Blitz is like a strong lane. So we have to see what Hoshi picks here.
What do you think? What would you pick here? What would you want your support to go here? You have the Seraphine shown. What do you think is a really good pick here?
I mean, in all honesty, like I would want him to pick a safe pick, but it's like if he picks a safe pick, it's kind of useless. So I would just want him to roam or
So
pick
what about
something.
that? What about this Amumu? Is that something that you would want to see from your support? I know that Hoshi is very good on it. I know that it's a strong champion in this pool, but what are your thoughts here?
I don't know how strong Amumu is right now, but I know Amumu Rakan would be probably good picks because he can just follow Vi and kill Wukong or kill mid on repeat. So I think it's fine. It's just I think Seraphine's gonna have a little bit of a hard time in lane because of Blitz. But
so what are some bans you'd like to see from both sides? I think that Dorado's side has a bit of stronger team fighting as of now. But what do you think both teams should really be looking to target, if not a pivot against? I guess Bing Chillers doesn't have second phase bans either. Never mind, they're just taking a while.
I think they can. I think Silas is a good ban. They probably should just ban another mid laner and then blind tough on 4, and then give Coterie 5 a counter pick on 5.
What are your thoughts, Rudy? What are you thinking? Both sides should kind of angle for.
Right, as Joker said, like it should at least tough should be on R4, and then Coterie should get 5. But it really depends like how they want to play top side for both these teams, because if Dog X like plays early game like well, like as in they don't like let the enemy team snowball, it's gonna by Bing Chillers in the back, right? Because they want to make plays early, they want to skirmish, and Dog X wants to like try to scale, just like try to equalize early game. So it really depends like if the Bing Chillers are going to put like a top lane champ to help bot, like say like Shen, or try to just try to neutralize Coterie from making stuff happen.
Does the 5th ban show up on your guys' screen?
No,
or,
it does.
Okay, do you think it's bugged out,
draft
or?
wall. It's GP.
GP?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's GP. Yeah, okay.
Feels like you're just bugging out a little bit. That makes sense, right? I mean, it's one of Tough's strongest champions, pretty much permanent banned against him when he's on Epsilon. So we're seeing the Dragonia coming out. Okay. I'm sensing some anti-synergy with the Amumu and Seraphine, but I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. We're gonna need big AD damage from Coterie, I think.
Yeah, no, we definitely do need 80 damage. If this is going top, then top has to go. I don't know if this was meant to be a flex or this
could be a flex.
Low key, it could be Coterie Gregus top and Yasuo mid. Yasuo did get small buffs, so and I know
Tough
Yasuo is.
Yeah, Tough is a Yasuo aficionado. I believe would say that is his best and or favorite champion. I know that he is not unfamiliar with backflipping AD mids, so I do believe his claim that he is very comfortable on that champion. But let's see how Chillers rounds out their comp. Let's see what their last pick is. I mean, they're gonna have to figure out what top they really want to blind here. Bennett is also a Dorado top laner, and the Pantheon coming out. Okay, what are your thoughts on the Pantheon blind?
Unless this guy is a one trick or comfort champ, I think it's kind of, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't really see much Pantheons, so I think it's a really risky pick. But
I think it's definitely, at least the way I see it, in knowing Coteries pool and if chillers have done their homework, this is a preemptive counter, right? Obviously, you're blinding it, so it's not really a counter pick, but you kind of know what angle DogX wants to take here, right? You know that they need a strong top AD carry, and I would say that that type of champion doesn't really enjoy playing into Pantheon early. Like that was what they had in mind. And I don't know what you guys think about this matchup, Pantheon versus Camille. I think Camille can be a very safe champion and can rough out this lane, but I do think that Pantheon is going to serve at the very least as a very good, speed bump before DogX gets to the point they want to be at.
But yeah, as you said, like I mean, killers really need to like do stuff early, otherwise like DogX mid to late game will just like run team fights.
Yeah, and I mean, like someone in chat said, it's a 4 AP comp from the side of DogX, but I don't see any champion that's really going to go crazy with the MR. That can get really really tanky and has a lot of drain tank stats. Pantheon, I mean, he can get some resistances, but I don't see him really being that drain tank that's gonna really, or any of these champions really be that drain tank that's gonna take full advantage of a heavy AP comp.
I mean, Pantheon and Wukong can just build Gore Drinker and Maw. I think ideally it might be their plan, but I don't know. I don't think Camille is Camille the answer to Pantheon though? I feel like
I don't.
Camille gets beat
Yeah,
really
I mean,
hard early.
I think it is a rough lane for her, but I think that this pick is definitely looking beyond lane.
Personally, I think all the first three picks are good. The only thing is like if Gragas was a true flex, I would have actually liked it against Pantheon.
Yeah,
Because,
I think
and then
Gragas
you
is
just
good.
pick like Yasuo mid because I know for a fact like Tough is really good on Yasuo, and I think he can definitely like skirmish with Victor, and by Yasuo can definitely like outduel Victor Wukong if played correctly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Looking at the comps overall, what comp do you guys prefer? What comp would you guys want to have on your, like, if you were playing this game, what comp would you rather have? And what are your predictions?
I prefer Bing Chiller's comp a little bit more because they just outscale. I think, like, besides like Pantheon, I think Kaisa and Victor definitely outscales the carries on Dorado Gaming X's team. And are you talking about prediction on like who's gonna win?
Yeah. Who do you think is gonna win?
Can we be biased?
Yeah, I mean, it's your opinion.
Oh yeah. You know, Chelsea gonna win this 1-0 clean sweep.
Okay.
Oh god.
What about you, Riddies? What are your, what comp would you rather
Yeah,
have? Who do you think is gonna
I'm not
win?
gonna lie. Like, I really don't like how Gragas is being played mid-year, but I know Tough is elite on mid lane, so hopefully he can make it work. But I think for now, I think Chillers is very well executed, and they definitely have the power early, so they can definitely like push back Dog. But I gotta go with the lads, so I'm gonna go with Dorado this game. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I would say, I give the player edge towards Dorado Gaming X. Not necessarily only due to bias, but I think that we're seeing Big Chiller's hard hat that has been gutted a little bit. They've lost Dragon Mooncake, they've lost Alternative, and while maybe the replacement players aren't slouches, I do think that it is it is pretty rough losing to D2-ish level players, and probably not really have a lot of time to gel with new players. So I think the player to watch out for on the side of Big Chillers is our very own Bennett. Very very strong player on Omega, and I think that if he can really make things happen, they can give DogX a rough time. But I think in terms of 5v5, we might need to see some heroic gameplay from like the Vi and the Camille to really put Zai ahead, because I think like Joker said, Bing Chillers' comp is a little more well-rounded, a little bit easier to execute, like I already mentioned. So it'll require a little better execution from DogX for them to see a win. But I think if we don't have any additional thoughts, we're gonna go on a short break. This was game one draft between between Dorado Gaming X and Bing Chiller's Hard Hat. We will see you all after this short break. Welcome back. We're getting started here. Just gonna turn down the music really quick. We're ready to go. We're not undefinite. I have my color casters here with me, but we're getting started here on this game one between Dorado Gaming X and Bing Chiller's Hard Hat. And it looks like Dorado Gaming X is starting off with a little invade and or maybe they're just 5 stacking. I'm not sure. Maybe they're looking for, maybe they thought they would get invaded or a counter invade. Watercat stepping up. Go ahead.
I think this is a good look from Dorado Gaming X. If they do get Bennett sums, I think it just helps Camille in the long run. Ooh.
Okay, and looks like Guster Posey barely manages to get
Minions have spawned.
Nothing really happens, but it looks like the side of Bing Chillers is stepping up to maybe get a ward. Yep, there we go. Not much is going to happen so far. Kind of disappointing when you have a Blitzcrank and a Mumu, but what are you going to do? So, what are you guys' thoughts on this, early game? What should the junglers be doing ready to try to get their teams ahead? What's the best way that Bayern can...
Yeah, so it looks like they know, I mean, both teams should know where people are pathing to. I mean, right now Vi's doing Gromp. But realistically, like if Bennett ever gets ahead and Coterie can't play the game, then you just build MR. I mean, Vi is not really a AoE 80 damage player, so I mean, more util. So Wukong should be looking to put Coterie back, and then Vi is looking to probably skirmish with mid and top. I mean, Wukong realistically can go anywhere. Probably not mid, since Gragas has enough disengage. Oh, a
And the
hook.
pull coming on to Daydream. Hoshiyumi follows up. Daydream, I think, might go down. She's healing. Will the ignite be enough to kill her? And she does kill her.
Wow.
The first kill goes over to Blitzcrank. Daydream, you know, definitely living up to her namesake. Caught sleeping there, getting pulled by the Blitzcrank, and she goes down, giving first blood over to Bing Chiller.
Okay, this is one of the reasons why I said I don't really like Seraphine now, because of their pick or answering to it, the Blitzcrank. It's Seraphine can never walk up to ideally.
Oh, sorry.
their
We're
Qs.
seeing a gank here from Coder against Coterie, but he gets away, lands a micro stun onto the Wukong, which is enough for her to walk away safely. The Vi might be looking for a fight against the Wukong. Are we going to see a 2v2 here? Last of the Coterie is walking up. The ghost coming out of Bennett for some reason. I don't think he needed the ghost, but Bennett jumps back in, does not have flash, but Coterie could be in trouble here. He does manage to get away. The flash coming out from Guster Posey, and Coterie is pretty low, could get executed. Man, then just to walk away. It is a overall winning fight for the side of Bing Chillers, I feel like.
I mean, they did get Wukong flash, so it is nice. I mean, also Bennett's ghost, so it's always a repeat gank. But I mean, at least Camille got the wave, right? Like, I wouldn't say it's complete winning, but
Yeah, Camille is protected a little bit, got to farm a little bit more, got some pressure relieved off of her, and the ghost and flash are gone from Bing Chillers' top side. No summoners used by Dog X's top side, so you make a good point there. Actually, I think that they are on the winning end here, despite the health bars. But I think we're gonna see a
nice.
gank here. Furley is here. Watercat does have a ward, and he manages to walk away safely. Vi's gonna back where she's at, and that'll be that.
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be really scary for Dorado Gaming Z. I think they get out. Like I said, they get outscaled, and it's just as we saw in the bot lane. I think if they dragon stack, it's just gonna be really hard for them to do anything.
That's I mean that's a very good point. I think that that could be a big problem. The dragon stacking. We're seeing the trade going on for the Coterie. Takes some good damage, but the CS is even, and that's all that really matters. There's a bit of a CS disparity in the ADC and mid lane rules. And I'm not sure that's really all that great. Hoshiyumi blocking the way against Inferno. They go engage onto Inferno. Inferno does manage to land the hook, but Furley is here. Inferno's here, but we're going to see a 3v3. Hoshiyumi's going to walk away. Hoshiyumi has flash. Will Guster Posey try to engage? I think that's going to be it for this.
that's an interesting.
I think we might see some baiting here. The side of Dog X's bot lane might act a little stupid. Inferno might Inferno stepping up a little bit, doesn't have flash. He gets engaged on, doesn't know that the Vi is there, and it is a kill over to Daydream. And now we're 1-1, but the goal difference is still a little stark for the side of Dorado Gaming X.
I feel like that was very obvious, you know, to have the Vi there, because both junglers started at the same side at the beginning of the round. So I don't know if Blitz just didn't think about it or what went on.
Yeah, I mean, he probably felt confident with his Wukong. He didn't see the Vi walk in, but very good movement and positioning from the Vi there, I think, to get try to help his bot lane out. Inferno is mid though. We could see Tough Daddy be in trouble sometimes. He walks down to where Inferno's at. Tough Daddy does get knocked up. Is gonna have to flash away, I think. Does flash, doesn't flash. He actually dodges the hook. But the last of the Coterie is up here. Now we're gonna see a 3v3. No, it's a 2v3, and Bennett is gonna go down to Coterie. Coterie gets the kill. Good roam and good gank from Furley and Hoshiyumi. Is this what Hazem wishes you guys did for him on Alpha?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, I mean, really well played roam by Hoshi. I mean, the Blitz doesn't really get much mid, so Chelsea gets to the bot lane, and Civil can't really punish that. So yeah, it's well played by Dorado.
I'm not gonna lie. In all honesty, I think being chillers should just be focusing their pressure on their bot lane.
Yeah, we're
Like-
seeing a trade going on to Coterie here. Coterie here is not in too much trouble. He's going to try to get the trade back. He's going to continue this fight onto Bennett. Bennett is going to win this fight. He does drop the ghost. Hoshiumi is here to protect Bennett. Going to take some damage from Bennett, but it's not going to be a big deal. Hoshi's just really here to protect his top laner. Getting the ghost out of this Pantheon is going to relieve so much pressure off of this Camille, who's going to continue scaling and who's not going to, you know, make it any easier for the Pantheon.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
No, man. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Respect.
We're seeing
It was
a
a
dragon
warning
answer.
shot.
Yeah, it was a warning shot. But we're seeing a dragon response from Big Chillers. I think it's the appropriate response when you see the Amumu up in the top lane, you know, that they can't respond. But the Vi is kind of beelining there. No, she's not beelining there. She's just going for her blue. But it looks like she's been spotted on a ward anyways. But yeah, not much going on now. Hoshiumi, you know, making his way back down. And actually, are we gonna see a fight here? Furley does get hooked in, Furley gets hooked in, but Hoshiumi jumps in right after him. Inferno could be in trouble. The big well, whatever I believe that's called, the Vi ult's following right after. And the side of being chill is just gonna kinda have to walk away with their tails between their legs. What's the Vi ult called?
It's
Battery in a
season dis.
Or wait.
This? I don't know how to say that word.
They used to have like a police violence name, right? And then they changed
Yeah.
it because people
Yeah.
were like, "What the hell?" There's like battery, like or something that police do whenever they beat you up. But Coterie getting a big
Cease
trade
and
onto Bennett. Was it cease and desist?
Yeah, season
Change
dis-
from assault and battery to cease and
Oh, okay,
desist.
yeah, assault and battery. I
Yeah.
can see why they changed it. We're seeing. I mean, it's kind of a slow game. I think that it's kind of where DogX wants it to be. I do think that they prefer this early game to be slow. I think the Pantheon CS lead is, you know, it's nice, but I don't think that it's going to be enough to really make him a threat towards the Camille. But the Camille's going to jump onto Bennett, dropping some damage, dropping a trade. Bennett does manage to get the shield up before the big damage comes out. Could be in trouble. He does jump onto him again. Guster Posey is here, but he doesn't go down. I think he might have seen him on the ward, or he had an idea he was coming. But Coterie goes down, is a little greedy, and gets punished for it. Hoshiumi is here, and he's gonna get turned on. King Silver's here, Hoshiumi's here. Hoshi does not have flash. He's trying to get away. Hoshiumi does get hooked back in. Inferno is psychic in, but kill goes over to King Civil. And Hoshiumi looking a little interesting. But are we gonna see a fight here? Furley is here. Daydream is here on the angle. We see the flash coming in from Daydream, and he manages to get Watercat. Watercat could be in trouble here. Furley flashes onto him, and King Civil's next. He doesn't have any flash. He already ulted over the wall, but Guster Posey is right behind Daydream. Daydream's gonna go down, but the assault and battery, or whatever it's called now, goes on to Guster Posey. They're gonna get the trade, but it looks like the fight's gonna go in favor of being chillers. And Tough Daddy has to walk away with his tail between his legs too. I think he's gonna be fine, but this fight did not go as cleanly as it could have for DogX because Hoshi died pretty early on. I don't think there was a reason for him to take out that ward, because I mean, it clearly somebody put that ward down when he was there. So
I also think Vi was greeting her. I don't know if it was on cooldown.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, it was on up. Okay.
No.
'cause-
If she started it, it would have been a lot better for Dorado.
yeah. I think it was on cooldown the way that she played it because it hadn't been too far when they got that leading play before. But Bennett trying to get this freeze, but the side of DogX is grabbing the Stripped Herald, which I'm sure will go to the lane of Last of the Coterie. But King Civil, you know, is playing safe. His CS is, you know, he's doing pretty well CS wise. He's relatively strong. He's been, you know, he's been provided us, you know, as much support as he could be. The Hoshiumi could be in trouble next. He does jump onto Guster Posey. The knockup does come away, and they're both going to be just fine. But this blue buff is going to go over to Furley, I think. I'm not too sure Wukong really wants this fight. Good invade from Furley to, you know, deny Guster Posey of the resource. Tough Daddy dropping some damage onto Watercat, and pretty do nothing trade. Furley is here, does have the ult. Watercat doesn't have flash himself. So Tough Daddy could get a pretty good engage on him. Daydream getting zoned here by Inferno, has to be careful because the potential Kaisel could be right behind her. But I will say Bing Chiller's solo lane's doing a really good job of CS. Guster Posey is here. Last of the Coterie has to repel away lest he gets jumped on by the monkey.
Yeah, the CS leads are hurting.
Oh.
Yeah, and it looks like we're getting a fight. Furley is here on Watercat. Needs to be careful because Inferno is here. Tough Daddy actually knocks Furley, knocks the Blitzcrank closer. Tough Daddy jumping, getting jumped on by the Kaisa, who I think seems to have forgotten that she's just an ADC. Pretty interesting play.
I
from
think that
our-
ult was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
From the
Even
Kaisa?
though, no, from the Gregus, I'm
I think
like,
the idea was good. I don't think it was. I don't think
It's
it
'cause-
ended up getting executed well. What are your thoughts?
it's because Blitzcrank, his hook is like instant, right? Or like maybe like there's a slight delay, but it's instant. It's an instant cast
Yeah,
when he
sorry to
hits,
cut you
right?
off, but we
So-
see the little invasion Guster Posey, who does take Mr. Furley's romp, and let's see how they decide to approach the dragon coming up in 2 minutes. I think DogX can afford to give it up. They're not in too much of a hurry to really fight this dragon stack, and I think they'll be in a better position to contest the next one. Looks like Furley's actually going for the other romp in return.
He's dropping Rift top side.
Yeah, Furley wants to come and get his Camille ahead, dropping the Rift Herald here. We're gonna see 2 or 3 plates go down here, but we're seeing the jump in from Bennett, and he actually takes down the the Vi almost instantly. Those turret shots that she took a little earlier, and that gold didn't go to anybody, right?
No, I went to.
No, I think it went to Camille.
Camille, okay. We're seeing the. Look at the gold here. I mean, Bennett, despite being up around 40, 50-ish gold, is only up 400. I mean, 40, 50 CS is only up 400 gold. So, just goes to show how much she's being taken care of. Coterie, while trying to walk up to threaten Bennett, but Bennett goes to manages to keep him safe. Slight lead for the side of Bing Chillers, but let's see, how they decide to approach the rest of the game. I do think that they need to keep up the pressure. I don't think they can afford to slow down.
I think the scary part about this with Bing Chiller's lead is even if Dorado Gaming 1-4s, I think Pantheon's ult just kind of denies the fact that they have to be careful if Camille's gonna split push.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they'll team fight.
Yeah, the
in later
Pantheon
games.
is in a very good spot. I don't think we're seeing enough use of the setup that both solo lanes have for the Vi. I think that Hoshiumi getting caught once again. Nothing's gonna happen. He just gets knocked up. Morning knockup from Inferno. We're seeing a bit of a vision war going on. Kaisa is in a good spot to jump onto Hoshiumi if he gets pulled in. But I haven't been a fan of the Scraggus. I feel like it was a suggestion for the flex, but I think that we were never gonna see a top lane. Coterie is a very hard carry player, and kind of not what you want him on. Hoshiumi probably gonna get caught again here. Hoshiumi dropping the ult to jump onto Inferno, but this fight is looking losing for the side of Dorado Gaming X. Watercat could be in trouble here. They do try to jump onto Daydream. Daydream has not ulted yet. Bennett is here on Tough Daddy, and it's looking dire for the side of Dorado Gaming X. Tough coming with the kind of late ult, not really doing much, and it's looking pretty rough. The top side of Dorado Gaming X is being it's kind of being held down. Burley, I feel like, is dying for the sins of his teammates. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that.
For sure. Yeah,
I agree.
It's
I think Hoshi is trying to get Vision way too hard. If he is, like, his whole team should be rotating, because I think they're not adding the fact that Kaisa can always be in team fights with one sort of CC.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty rough. Hoshiumi, has baited his team, I feel like, a few times with bad fights because he's trying to contest wards that, I think he doesn't really have any right to do without his team. But gold, I mean, the gold lead not super crazy. It's 2,000 gold lead in favor of Big Chillers, and Hoshiumi getting pulled again. Nothing's really gonna happen, but Inferno just being a bit of a nuisance that Hoshiumi was trying to back.
Is Dragon coming up soon?
Yeah, we have
Is that why-
Dragon in a
Oh.
minute. In a minute 30. If you press N, you'll get the timers on your
Yeah. I see it now. 123.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think Hoshi has been a bit of a griefer with kind of how he's playing the Vision War. I think that he needs to, I'm not sure what the comms are. I feel like Tough isn't really moving to help him. I feel like every time we've seen these fights, Watercat's been in a much better position than Tough Daddy has for the fight start. But I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that.
I mean, I think it's really I think it's just really hard for him to contest for Vision.
Oh, and we're seeing King
but-
Civil jump onto Daydream. Daydream has to fly away, and King Civil forces the flash out of Daydream. Caught up, almost bursted down by King Civil. Looking kind of rough for the Dorado Gaming X ADC.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
This
think
is just gonna.
I don't
This
know
is
if they
gonna
can
be
fight this
harder.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be harder and harder because they can't really contest for
Tough
wards
is about
because
to get hooked.
hooked.
Tough, kind of out of position. Not sure what he's doing there. But yeah, I mean, the Gragas is, in my opinion, looking worse and worse. The second tornado, Guster Posey had already used it. Decided to finish it off, but Dog X will be unable to contest this. Yeah, honestly, it's not been a nice week for Dorado Gaming. And it doesn't look like Dog X is gonna make it any better for us.
I mean, I think they just have to change their draft slightly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the focus is too much on getting Coterie ahead, which is fine, but I think that Bennett did a good job with the Pantheon pick. Dog X kind of cornered themselves in their draft and made it pretty obvious that Coterie was going to pick a hard carry AD top lane.
This is a stinker game for Dog X. I just think it's super hard for them to play because they have, I think, 4 melee champions and 1 range, and they're playing against Blitzcrank.
Yeah, and it looks like Daydream is about to get hooked by Inferno, whose hooks do not miss. Furley jumping in, but I don't think there's anything you can do for your teammate. Thankfully, there's no other knockup, and he gets to walk away. But the side of Dog X just getting thoroughly outplayed around the map. The bot lane difference is looking pretty rough right now. Coterie doing pretty well for himself, but he has received a lot of resistance from his jungler or his panda support. So we'll see how this goes. Tough Daddy's here for Watercat, but I don't think this Scrags is gonna do anything like it hasn't all game.
The hate on the Gragas pick, man.
I don't like it. I don't like the Gragas.
I mean, I think it would have been fine if it went top. It's just I think it's gonna be hard if they like lane swapped. I don't know if it's allowed or whatever.
No, yeah,
but
you can lane swap it. Yeah, it would have been rough if they swapped lanes, but I think that if if you do the lane swap, you just put your Gragas and whatever mid laner you pick in the pixel bush, and then you head to lane once your opponent's reveal.
yeah, I low key think like Gragas doesn't even need to build AP. It's either Gragas builds tank or Seraphine builds Moonstone, but I think having Leandri's on Seraphine is way better than Moonstone, in my opinion. I think that could have probably changed the outcome because right now they have no tanks or face tanks to check and walk in for vision.
Yeah, I mean Gragas isn't really beefy either, as we saw when he face checked and kind of got blown up almost instantly. So, and the Mumu not very beefy. He's going for the Zanya second, I think, but it's only gonna do so much. Early getting spotted out here. Dragon not coming up for another 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes could mean game loss for Dorado Gaming X if they allow this Dragon to go over to the side of Big Chillers. Tough getting lasered again. I'm not sure when or what the Gragas is gonna do. Again, this is hate specifically for this mid Gragas pick. I'm not sure when this Gragas is gonna do something, or what it can or would do. But we might see a skirmish in the river pretty soon. Tough doing a whole 20% Water Cat's health with a full rotation. Big trades coming out of the Grego. And I mean, there's not really too much to say. Big Chillers are thoroughly in control. I mean, they won pretty hard from draft. Kind of something that we mentioned. We did say I did mention that Dog X's comp is harder to execute, and I was right, but I guess I was wrong about how skillfully they could execute it, because they're not executing it very skillfully at all. So I think with the worst draft, it's looking pretty bad for Dorado Gaming X.
I think one thing they should, I don't know, I mean, I think one thing they should do right now is probably have Gragas match Pantheon and then Camille match Victor. Because I feel like if we're playing towards the Camille side anyways, we should make Camille like, full send it on Victor with follow up, with a buy follow up, and I think it's a free kill. But I don't know. I feel like since Gragas isn't really doing anything, I think that's like the best way to come back in games, by picking off side lane with Gragas.
Yep.
Matching Pantheon.
But I mean, I'm not too sure how much more time the side of Dog X has to, pull that off at this point. I mean, there's 20 seconds until the final dragon comes up here. And while maybe they were okay when they gave up the first 1 or 2 dragons, at this point, Dog X is just kind of getting bullied out all over the map. And we might see Hoshiumi get pulled again. Ooh. And Hoshiumi, unable to dodge hooks, kind of is gonna lose the fight for his team again. And big ult coming out from Daydream, but it's not really gonna do anything. Gragas really, again, not really doing anything. Nobody really doing anything. Pretty interesting draft, I must say.
This Blitz is a hook god right now. He's landing every single hook.
I think Hoshi is also just as much a hook magnet. It's a bit of both, right? We're seeing Hoshi being a hook magnet, and we're seeing but Lakotari, last ditch attempt at a hero play. But realistically, I mean, there's really nothing that they're gonna be able to do to change the game. Dog X looking pretty rough and not making Dorado's worst week ever any better. I mean, in good news, a team that we can rely on, Gamma just beat their opponent like 21-3 or something. So
yeah.
Good news there, I guess. So someone we can rely on.
I mean, there's another good news if you want to know. Kaisa built IE second. I don't really like that item on Kaisa second. And she's not building Zeo or anything for her E evolve.
They're looking on Victor.
Victor, will Victor be able to get away? He does have, and the big shutdown going over to last of the Coterie might be the little last second push they need. But Hoshiumi getting hooked once more. Hoshiumi really being a big hook magnet, and this fight's really nothing's gonna happen. King Civil jumps in, forces the flash out of the side of Dog X, but it doesn't matter. King Civil is looking like Daydream's father right now. We're seeing Princess Civil Daydream getting daughtered by her father at the moment.
Oh man, this is
unfortunate. This looks so bad.
It's pretty rough. I think Dog X not looking super
tough
good
steal
right
C's. No, I know tough steal C's.
now. Tough steal in the draft with this Gragas.
Oh, man. I mean, I feel like it was very punishable, but I feel like they executed it just really badly. Like, maybe you think like the one way they could have come back was like Camille just like looks for our targets or something, like on Kaiser or something. Because I feel like, I mean, they just been dying before they ever got to team fight because of a hook, whether it's on Chelsea or Hoshi.
Yeah, I think I think maybe we banned Blitzcrank. I think that Blitzcrank is 1v2ing the Dog X bot lane.
Well, we can also just not pick Seraphine as well.
Yeah.
I think Civil has really good answers into it, so it's just really tough.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the worst part of it is that they didn't really need help to really punish it, which kind of let the Wukong hover to protect his top side of the map, which I mean, it worked out. The Camille doesn't have the lead that she needs to really run away with the game. And I mean, there was never going to be a threat in the mid lane. You know, we saw the Victor, and we decided that we would let him scale with the with the Gragas, and the Dorado Gaming X bot lane combined 1 in 10, looking like my solo queue bot lanes right now.
Yeah.
Pretty rough game, but you know, we'll see. We'll see if they can bring it around. I doubt it. You know, I think that's pretty much gonna be it for them. Inferno is kind of 1v90 them. It goes. And Steve, I play big Bomba on King Sybil, who loses a total of 10% of his health. Really riveting gameplay. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure this game's over. What are you guys' thoughts, you know, for next game? Oh, and Tough gets hooked one more time for good measure. Inferno, definitely the MVP for being chillers.
Wow. This
He's
Inferno is the goat.
Inferno just hits every single hook.
Oh,
big
big.
3-man ult, big wombo, and it's not gonna do anything. Wow, they actually managed to shut somebody down. Oh, he finally missed the hook. I think Inferno has actually missed less hooks than he's hit. He has a positive KD right now with the hooks. Coterie is gonna go down there. And yeah, I mean, I hope Big Chillers is playing and paying Inferno top dollar, because definitely looking like their best support at the plat level. Should give him the max contract, and it's gonna be a pretty embarrassing defeat for Dog X. I don't know, pretty rough.
Yeah.
Not really much else to say. Tough finally doing something. Hopefully we pick a better draft next game. I think that's really all there is to talk
Maybe
about.
Blitzman and not picking Seraphine, because
Yeah.
I think Chelsea's really. I want to say, I think she's good at ADC, so I don't know why we're not just picking ADC picks.
Yeah.
Like I think they're like they can match each other really well, King Silva against Chelsea. But I think like picking Seraphine doesn't really do anything, especially with when we saw Blitzcrank picked afterwards to answer that. It's just like a giga. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. I get hooked. Bye. Also, I think Watercats have been playing Victor every time it's open.
All right, welcome back. We're getting started here, and for this draft, let's have something a little different. I will be taking the back seat, and Mr. Data, Dorado Gaming Zeta's super coach, is going to chip in for some draft analysis and gonna be accompanied by Mr. Joker and Riddy. Welcome, Data. I think you have the link, and lead us through it.
Thank you, thank you. We'll take a look at the drafts and try to figure out what's going on here. Left draft was interesting. Like to see some changes from the Dorado team.
I mean, yeah, they were definitely interesting. I mean, okay, we've seen the Blitzcrank getting banned out. Do you think it's necessary to ban the Blitzcrank, or do we just not draft Inhuman against the Blitzcrank?
I think the Blitzcrank definitely made the problem worse, and Inferno seems like the literal god on that champion, so let's get rid of it.
Facts.
I do like Wukong B1. Picking a strong jungler early is good. Wukong has definitely dropped in priority on this patch, but if you're comfortable on it still, definitely a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like you said, a good champion. 2 bans against Furley again, and Chelsea on her signature Zaya pick. What are your thoughts here? And I know it's a little early, but are you a fan of Zaya getting picked at this point?
This is a very good AD carry pick. I don't like Viego looking. Zaya is really good into Wukong. She can invulnerable the ulti knockup after, the initial engage and then pull feathers back to stun him. Viego has a big stylistic issue into Wukong because once he's CC'd, he generally gets knocked down. If Viego is very good at the game, then maybe he finds an early lead. I would have liked to send something better at disrupting teamfights than Viego, though.
Like Maokai? No?
Maokai's good. Gragas would have been fine here as well in the jungle.
Oh, Gragas.
Oh.
Not mid again, right?
Oh, Kate Lux? Oh.
Ooh. So it looks like the side of Bing Chillers is definitely trying to assert the kind of bot gap that they had last game. What do you think is a good answer here from the side of Dog X into this bot lane pairing?
I'm not sure there's a great answer. Annie's pretty solid. It gets you through lane a little bit with the shields, and you can return some damage, especially later on. Hook champs are okay. I'm not sure I like Nautilus a ton here, because if you don't get a lead early, you're just going to get shoved under turret, and your Zaya is going to be down 40 CS, but it all comes down to execution. I think that the lane is playable early game, and if they play for it, they can find an early lead.
Yeah.
Would definitely like to see some control mage bans from Dorado here. Watercat is notorious for it, and if you take him off his comfort picks, he's significantly less of an annoyance in the late game.
Yeah, but it looks like we're gonna see some Bennett bans. Akshan, one of his staple picks.
I'm not sure I like top lane bans here unless we plan on picking it on 4. Usually I'd want to use red side for a top lane counter pick, especially when mid matchups are just control mages for the most part. Very interested to see what we take mid or on 4 here for Dorado. I think that this is definitely a turning point in the draft. If we pick something good, we have a chance. If not, we're gonna have a hard time in the early and mid game.
Do you think?
Just not want Victor?
Go
Oh.
ahead.
I was gonna say, did they just not want Victor here, but they're banning it? Maybe Corki? I don't know. Because
We can't play Corki. He gets run over by Wukong. I think the only thing playable at this point is
Talia?
Talia is fine. Yeah, we're really in the crap here now. I think Victor would have been a really good pick, but we banned it, and so now we're looking at some of the more tertiary mid laners. Ahri's okay. Annie's still good. But we're definitely off the supremely good ones.
Yeah, Ari coming out. Okay, one of Tuff's signature picks, probably his best performing champion this split. What are your thoughts on the Ari Data? Do you like it?
Ari's good. I like Ahri here quite a bit. It still fits the role you need it to. I do think we're going to end up with a stylistic issue where most of your team's going to want to be moving forward while Zaya kind of prefers to be moving backwards for fighting. However, if Zaya is strong enough and your team's ahead, she can move forward. So it's going to be a little awkward for Chelsea, I think, to play the game. However, if her team's ahead, it shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Oh my god.
This looks pretty rough. What are your thoughts on the Morgana here? Probably
looks
less
like,
mid now.
Yeah, Bing Chillers has correctly identified at this point that if they just buffer the engage from Dog, it's very difficult for Dorado to actually find a win here.
Ooh,
Pantheon's an interesting champion. Don't really see this being super great, but he might just be picking it for lane.
Yeah, I mean, I think last game, I don't know if you saw the draft and how it went. Oh, the Fiora. Okay, never mind. You know what I was gonna say. What are your thoughts on the Fiora blind here?
I really don't like Fiora blind here. A tank in this position for Bing Chillers probably just about ends the game. Something that can soak the engage from Dorado and then give Caitlyn, Lux, Morgana time to set up a wall would have been huge. I think now they're in trouble. Dorado actually ends the draft with, I would say, a slightly winning position. I think that they can utilize their engage as well as the Malphite wall to kind of allow Viego and Zaya to function to begin the fight. And Bing Chillers does not really have a front line to play behind anymore, so the Kate Lux and Morgana, even with the Morgana spell shield, is not going to be able to hold up to the engage of Dorado. Barring a huge deficit in the top side or bot, it's going to be very hard for Bing Chillers to win this game.
Can we Ari is Yasuo, please? I think Tough is trying to tell us that this Ari is a Yasuo.
I would really appreciate if they didn't do that.
No, it's not? Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Tough's joking.
Yasuo might ruin the draft here.
Alright, thankfully he's trolling. Okay. Draft is not completely doomed for the side of Dorado Gaming X, and we'll see if they can pull mount a comeback, or if we just get TO'd by Bing Chillers again.
I feel like Bing Chillers should have just kept Caitlyn Lux in the bot lane, though.
It could still be Kate Lux bot with Morgana mid as a.
Yeah, it's probably a Morg.
Bro, I feel like that's so troll. Morg is so troll, though.
It's just a wave clear and free up the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't know. I mean, I see a lot of cat play Lux as well, so it most likely Lux mid, but keeping Kate Lux in the bot lane is just so good, because the only way they lose is if they like coin flip a fight and Hoshi gets a good hook on Kate or Lux. But now they don't really have the pressure, to kill bot.
Inferno might just be that guy, and it might not matter which one of the champions he has, though.
Oh, you think he's gonna land all his Qs again?
If he plays Morgana the same way he played Blitzcrank last game, this bot lane could be doomed.
Yeah, I mean, if Hoshi's also a binding magnet, I think that we're gonna see a very dead Nautilus over and over.
Yeah, I'd like to see some positioning changes from him this game. Maybe don't stand on the vision.
Yeah, maybe we'll have him move with his teammates a little more this time. There's some ideas not to get caught around here.
I think Dorado's main game plan should be to make sure bot lane does not lose by a significant margin. The top side of the map should be self-sustaining easily.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I think the Malphite will do a pretty good job. I like the Malphite here. I don't think that the AP damage from Bing Chillers is all that insane so as to really force Malphite to build all that much MR. I think that he can really focus on the armor and health aspect of it and be relatively fine, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Bing Chiller's damage profile is almost entirely AD. The AP damage they do have is all entirely front-loaded, so Malphite can just beat through that with HP. And Nautilus as well. I would like to not see anybody build any MR outside of the Mercury Treads for the tenacity.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Merc Treads probably that's a good one. I know that Force of Nature is generally pretty strong, but I don't see it really being all that useful here. So I think probably, like you said, Merc Treads for the bindings is really the way to go. Tabbies, damage reduction is always nice, but I think with the double bindings here from Morgana and Lux, you really don't want to get caught too often. So what are you guys' thoughts on the drafts overall at the end of this? What are your predictions? Who do you like better? Who would you rather play with? And who do you think is going to win?
Personally, for me, in the bot lane, I'd rather play Bing Chilling's draft. The only reason why is I think like Saya gets bullied like really hard with both matchups, but I think Z Dorado Gaming's draft, if they go to late game, I think that draft is a lot better.
Okay. What
Yep.
about you, Data? What are your thoughts?
I think if Dorado can get Zaya through lane without a huge deficit or maybe losing the entire turret to Caitlyn, then they should be in a winning position here. I think the rest of the draft is really good as far as objective control and mid to late game fights go. The only way they lose is if Caitlyn comes out of early game with a position where she can kill Malphite.
Yeah, that would be a that'd be a tragedy, being the Kaylin kill him out fight. What about you, Reddy? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really like this jungle matchup for Dorado. I just think unless like maybe Hoshi can look for a pick and then Via can reset off that, but this should be losing matchup. I would like to see J4, but it is what it is. I think Furley is just more of a carry or just trying like I mean it's a resource type player, so we'll definitely see like what happens early, especially with the Wukong buffs or nerfs. Sorry, so
Yeah, that is a good
it'll be
point. I
very
mean,
interesting.
the Wukong didn't look all that weak necessarily, but I do think it was more a problem of execution from the side of DogX as opposed to really anything else. So we'll see. I think we saw a pretty close early game. Last game that was despite the Doom draft. So I think maybe now that DogX has a bit of more human draft, that we could probably see them, maybe even run away with the game. But we'll have to see because. Inferno was looking like the MVP, not missing any skill shots, and we'll see if that's any different this time around. For now, we're gonna go on a short break. For everybody that's just tuned in, that was game 2 draft between Dorado Gaming X and Bing Chiller's Hard Hat. Bing Chillers came off of a pretty convincing win, and we'll see if Dog X can show up or if our nightmare of a week continues. We'll see you all soon.
Young Shad, you killed this track.
All right, welcome back. We're getting started here on this
Welcome to
second game between Dorado Gaming X and Bing Chillers. Once again, I am joined by my co-color casters in Riddy and Joker, and it looks like Hoshiyumi is sporting the brand new Nautilus skin. looking a little weird. But no invades again. 2 hook champions. I guess nobody's really trying to get into a fight at that 1 minute, unfortunately. But I mean, nothing really happening. Again, slow start. Looks like both teams are just happy to 5 point.
Minions
Putting
have spawned.
defensive wards, the most aggressive ward being on top side pixel. But
Wait, I'm surprised. Viego is actually going pathing towards top.
he wants
Uh,
the 2v2, I guess.
Okay,
Okay,
never
okay,
mind.
okay.
He heard
I
our
was
voices.
about to say something.
Well, I don't think he should be pathing top regardless. I think he
I
just
mean-
path bot and hovers, no?
Right, yeah, exactly. I mean, this like at least like how this bot jungle matchup shit goes. Like whoever, I mean, if they can punish the Caitlyn push, then that'd be really good. It's probably going to be perma 3v3. The only reason I would see why Viego would do blue is maybe 3 camp into bot, since he'll be there first. So, but yeah, I like red buff for skirmish if that's ever going to happen. So this should be the correct play.
Yeah, I mean, looks like they're gonna try to get a play down in the bot side. Like you said, thankfully they're not gonna go up to fight the Fiora, but I think this is gonna be a pretty rough matchup, especially since it is a grasp Malphite. I've never been, much of a fan of the Comet Malphite. I do like a little bit of brawling power. Grasp.
Isn't Comet like ideal into range?
It's better. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's good into range. It's squishy your champions that you want to harass. Maybe like the Vayne, or maybe even the Akshan that we see from Bennett. But into these, closer in your face matchups, I personally am a fan more of the Grasp, but I could be wrong. Could be not, not optimal. I just know it feels good for my top lane brain.
Oh,
Might see an invade. Oh,
Yeah, and it looks like the Wukong is actually spotted out the Viego. They've spotted each other out. And it looks like we're seeing a cheater from the Malphite getting some good harass, crashing the wave. Has a bit of a lead in the CS department over the Fiora. But the Viego was here. And Inferno walking up knowing that the Viego's here. But nothing's going to happen. Good build shield all himself to cause, allow him to escape. Pretty well done there from Inferno again. Really good job.
you know what I've noticed? I noticed that Furley's been looking to full clear on these champions. By the way, like on Vi and all of that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You don't do that, right? Like you just 3 camp into gank or something, and then go for 3 camps again.
I mean, at least like last game, I mean, like you can look a play on top because like you had to get your Camille up, but this game, yeah, you should have definitely 3 camp and expected like Wukong to gank bot, but he looked to invade it instead, even though he didn't have like necessarily full bot pro. So I think it's blunders from both sides. So, and Diego gets to walk out free from that. So yeah, it's interesting. I do think like both junglers should have 3 camped at the bot.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, nothing's really going to happen from either side of the bot lane. They're kind of just going to walk away. The only real trade we saw was them trying to jump onto Inferno, who's with his black shield, kind of didn't really suffer at all. Tough Daddy, faring a little bit better, still down in CS. Watercat doing a good job and just being a neutralizer into the Dorado Gaming Epsilon mid laner. He's playing his vibe, but he's there. But a lot of pressure. I think that, in my opinion, it looks like Daydream's doing a pretty good job holding on. I don't know what your thoughts are, Joker. I know that this can be a pretty oppressive lane. Is this about, kind of where you'd be happy with in this matchup, or do you think?
Yeah,
she could be doing more?
I think this is good. She went lethal tempo and she's not down too much from her lane opponent, but like Caitlyn should be bullying her more. In all honesty, like yeah. Force cleanse.
Yeah, Daydream getting away there. Yeah, like you said, forcing the cleanse. Good engage. Watercat taking some damage in the trade. by Tough Daddy. But again, it's been a pretty slow game. I don't know if we had a kill on the board by this time in the last game, but in my opinion, going a lot slower than game 1.
We did have a kill on the board. It was the level 3 or level 2 play by Blitzcrank.
Oh right, yeah, Chelsea died. Remember?
Night.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, Daydream was caught daydreaming. Got hooked into reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is okay. It's just, I think Chelsea has to really respect walking with the minions because that's the only way Morgana can.
Oh, and look at that
play the
trade.
game.
Bennett getting a vital proc and ending up on the losing side. Hoshigumi walking up, but I don't think he can do anything. Hoshigumi still
He might
unable to
be dead.
dodge any of Inferno's skills, but we're getting a TP here from the Ari. Oh, for some reason I thought Ari was already there. I don't know who I thought Viego was. I was a little confused, I'm not gonna lie.
Think
They could have actually killed Hoshi with Inferno Ignite, and they just keep walking up to auto tech. I think she would have died. They have no heal on. Oh,
Tough Daddy getting a bit of a trade on the water cat. The second half of the Q doesn't hit, where that's a big part of the damage, but it looks like, again, still going pretty slowly. Furley slightly out farming Guster Posey.
I have a question. So, would you go Warden's Mill over Thorn or Rambo here?
I think I do go Bramble here just because the heals are nice, but I think Coterie is going to be in trouble here. Does get the flash, but I think he's doing a little bit. Actually, no, it was a good job by Coterie.
okay.
Honestly, okay, when I was watching that, my instinct was I would want to ult away in case the Fiora would be good enough to parry, but the Fiora wasn't good enough to parry. So, good play from Coterie. Gets that, let his minions do the work for him. I think really showing why maybe Ghost is, the drawbacks of it, when you can kind of just flash away and, Ghost makes you faster, but not fast enough to catch up to an instant blink, right? And I like that he gave it to the Viego. I think we really need the Viego to start kind of blowing up to take over the game. I think that if he does manage to get rolling, I think that the side of Being Killers will have a pretty rough time stopping him.
I think Chelsea needs to stop queuing the wave. One thing also that's really good, if you're behind and if you're playing against like oppressive ADCs, you can also go just cold start with boots, with tier 2 boots. That helps your laning phase a lot, and it'll help you out trade.
Yeah, and the farming will kind of make up for the gold difference that you're losing out slightly.
Yeah, cause it'll help her space auto attacks against Caitlyn, which is pretty good.
Yeah, but Daydream now is starting to fall a little behind on the CS. It's down about three and a half waves worth of CS against her opponent, almost 4. Pretty rough spot for her to be in, but fortunately for her, the rest of her map is holding up. Are we going to see a fight here? Tough Daddy's going to try to get the charm onto Watercat. Does manage to get some trades on it, but he does have the flank. He's going to force them to get away. But Furley gets it almost right away, and Furley gets blown up, and this fight is losing for the side of Dorado Gaming. Zai and Daydream is just getting absolutely destroyed by Inferno. Inferno making the difference, and it's just being an MVP for the side of Being Killers. Last of the Coterie doesn't even care, and Tough Daddy falls as well. And honestly, I think that's probably a game. But Coterie going in, gonna try to finish off Bennett. Bennett's gonna be able to get away, but I mean, it's not really much consolation when the rest of the map's falling apart.
I genuinely think they don't play for Dragon. I think they like go Rift. They sack first two Dragons, and then they just play Rift and then drop it for bot to bring Chelsea back up. Like, I think going for the drag play is really, really grief. Never worked.
Personally,
Yeah,
I think the fight was lookable. The thing is, like, the one person to engage was the worst person to engage, which was Viego.
Yeah.
It's like if Hoshi engages, then they can layer CC with Tough and otherwise, and then sweep the fight, right? Because like if Viego gets resets, that fight is won. But like Viego just got bursted, and unless like Chelsea can clean up, it's not really looking good. So
I mean, they could have also just backed up too, no?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think Hoshi. Yeah,
And we're gonna
They
see
should've.
something here. Furley walking a little close. Not really sure that's the play you want to take. Don't think you needed to walk up that aggressively, especially when your top laner's kind of coming back on rotation. The rest of your team hasn't really rotated in a timely manner. But again, it's looking really rough at the side of Z, who there's looking a little Mickey Mouse. Pretty unfortunate at the moment. One of our no scrim teams, not that that's an excuse, but definitely not looking super hot when you're carrying the name. But are we going to see a 3v3 coming up here? We have a big 3-man flank coming in, but they back off. They see Watercat coming around, Coterie trading with Bennett, and looks like he's on the losing side despite dropping some pretty decent damage onto Bennett.
Wait, could they not have looked on Kate Lux or Kate Morg?
I think so, but I mean, I think maybe they were worried about the Lux coming back around and, you know, kind of punishing them. I think they saw her walking up and didn't really risk it.
Morgana has the Herald, so I mean, they're just gonna drop Rift top once the plates are down.
Yeah, I mean, Hoshiumi's here and Inferno finally missing a Q, whether it be Blitzcrank or the Morgana. But
wait, they can fight
it. Inferno gets knocked up. The big knockup. The ult comes up. Daydream does drop the big ult. Furley, unfortunately, does not have ult, and that's going to be the fight.
Damn.
Man, that was so close. It looked like
If Furley had ult.
If Furley didn't waste his ult from that kind of weird pathing he did earlier, this could be a completely different story from Z, but it's it kind of goes to show that's why you don't waste all these abilities. Tough Daddy getting caught out, doesn't hit anything, and it's looking pretty doomed. Zai over here looking like a, I don't know, like a TA team.
No, it's still winnable. It's still winnable.
Let's
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I mean, the thing is, they have a really good pick comp. So ideally, like, how they come back from game is, well, if I just ults, like, if they're stacked, right, and they can just win. I think through that, it's just, or they can just honestly just kill Wukong, but. Oh, it's tough. It's copium and tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be pretty rough. Tough Daddy showing up late and doesn't really do anything. He shows up to die. Coterie is here. Coterie does have ult. King Civil's here. Hoshiumi's here, but I don't think this is the fight they want to take. Gold difference is about 4,000, and Z, Dog X, whatever, you know, just playing pretty bad all of them. They have a little bit of an ambush. We might see a 3v3 that I don't think Dog X really needs to take. But they jump onto Inferno, but Inferno is gonna try to get away. Is he gonna get away? He goes away. He gets away. Coterie is gonna try to come up and take over something, but it's not gonna matter. Coterie goes down, and it's you know, they're trying to pick off Morgana. They don't pick her off fast enough, and it's a winning trade for side of Z. Not for Z, for Big Chillers. Yeah, pretty rough.
They got Lux TP.
Yeah, big.
Oh.
But they
Oh
got Ash.
my.
Ash goes down. Hoshiumi's getting engaged on, and Hoshiumi's gonna go down here, I think. Daydream gets a little too close, showing the melee Zaya, and Daydream maybe a little rusty from spending so much time in like style as well. Not just style.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we're all looking a little rough here on the side of Dorado Gaming X.
Yeah. Just one note. I mean, I think this is probably the worst game to ever go Bork on Viego. Like, you're probably not going to get autos. Like, at this point, you
Hoshiumi
probably
finally dodges a Q, is pushed away and bullied out of the walking back to lane. Furley's gonna try to go out onto King Civil, but King Civil dropping so much damage. Furley managed to dodge the binding. I think he dies if he doesn't. So good for him.
They go Sunder then?
Sunder. I mean, honestly, flat damage even. Wow.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I think Hoshi's tilted from that one.
Yeah, and
Wait.
Daydream is gonna go down as well. Daydream trying to get the feathers onto King Civil, but Furley is gonna go in and kind of just die there. Or see, it's I mean, I want to say it's looking like a little bit of a bot gap, if I'm being honest with you guys. all around, both ADC and support. Daydream is here. Tough Daddy jumps onto King Civil. King Civil's gonna try to get the trade, but he doesn't bother to flash away. Inferno's gonna focus on taking down Daydream, but Daydream actually manages to get away. I think she's gonna go down to the Wukong anyways. But big kills going on to Tough Daddy, who was managed to get a good amount of gold off of that, but is still 800 gold behind his opponent.
King Civil played that really, really well. If you didn't see, he sidestepped Tough Daddy's charm
Yeah.
and then got black shielded afterwards, but it still didn't matter. But oh,
Yeah, and I mean it's again still looking pretty doomed. We have the Hextech Drake coming up, and I think Bank Chillers have had good Drake souls, you know, that have been extra rewarding for the way they've been playing. I think that you know, they have a pick comp. You know, they would very much like having a Hextech Drake soul. So I don't think that this is gonna get any better for Dorado Gaming X. Coterie getting some trades in onto Bennett. Bennett, you know, trying to trade back, but it's looking pretty even. Neither side doing a lot of damage towards each other. There's no riposte onto the aura, but Furley gets spotted out, and Furley might get caught by Guster Posey here. We're seeing a fight here. Guster Posey could be in trouble. He does have the forced ult, and the shutdown goes over to Daydream. Could this be the way back into the game that the side of Dog X was hoping for?
might get caught out.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna force Bennett off of the tower. Tough Daddy here clearing the ward, but the carries on the side of Bink Chill is just way too far ahead. 3-0-3 for Watercat, 7-1-3 for King Civil. It's looking pretty rough. Daydream gapped by 2 levels, down almost 50 CS. It's pretty rough.
I'm just saying, if I was in Chelsea's shoes, I'd eat all of that jungler's farm. On God. I'm not even lying. I'd be like, sorry, I'm taking everything.
Yeah, I'm blaming you.
I'm gonna blame you for building like shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, man.
But yeah,
Yeah, and it looks like Coterie not really caught out, but not able to do anything else because the rest of Fiora's teammates are there. The Rift Hero is just gonna go over to the side of Bink Chillers. I think the binding falls on to Coterie, but I think over here looks like we're seeing a fight, and it looks like the Viego manages to take it. Coterie does get engaged on, but is that the person you want to engage on? The big engage going on to Guster Posey. Guster Posey gets taken over. Furley goes over the wall and takes the body of Wukong, and King Civil is still alive, but Daydream is hot in pursuit, and Furley is going to jump on him. Furley actually coming back, and although the Malphite does go down. Wait, Bennett is here. Bennett's gonna try to get the fight. Furley's still alive. Furley, oh my, taking over the game, pretty much saving the hopes of Dorado Gaming. They are Tough Daddy and Furley, looking like the flying Furley duo that Zai so heavily seems to rely on.
I am surprised
So
that. I mean, no, I'm just surprised that. What is it? King Civil was positioned that far instead of helping them.
yeah,
Like, he doesn't have. He's playing really afraid, but Morgana has Black Shield for her. So I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it's like you said. I mean, he should play a little more confidently because of the Morgana, but maybe he felt he would get bursted a little too quickly. I think, like you said, he was in a weird position. He was kind of over the wall. Wasn't really able to join the fight effectively, but Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. Do you think we can see a similar performance from the side of Dorado Gaming? Inferno could be in trouble here. Inferno does get jumped on. The charm does not come out just yet. It does hit. He is low. Hoshiumi is here. Bennett is on Tough Daddy. Bennett is now the one that's going to get caught out. Does get rooted. The damage is going to drop on him. No hook because they're afraid of the parry. Inferno is still here, and Tough Daddy, taking a good amount of damage, is forced to back away. Someone better eat that for him. Do we have the Malphite? Malphite, huge flank here. Could be big. Is gonna flash over. Does manage to get a 2-man hook. Does take Inferno down where he can't. Oh, Daydream is free hitting. Daydream is free hitting. She's free hitting. She's dropping damage, and I think this is looking good for the side of Dorado Gaming. X Furley is taking over the game, and it looks like it's gonna be a winning fight. And Dog X are clawing back victory from the jaws of defeat.
I have a question. Can I ask what time you're at? Cause
20:32.
okay, I'm good.
Yeah, just speed up if you're, make sure you're live. And red.
Oh.
Oh.
What the hell? I thought that was a stolen. I thought you didn't have smite.
Well, this game is looking more and more winnable for Dorado Gaming Z.
Z? Is that how you pronounce it, Z?
I don't know. I call Kai G.
I don't know.
I ain't Greek. I ain't saying Greek.
Yeah, I mean that's
That is
fair.
Very,
It's
very
supposed to be.
fair.
No, but I mean, dude, I think Caitlin's like trolling her build. By the way, no LDR, no
Yeah,
ZY.
and I mean, I think as the game progresses, it's just going to be more and more apparent how unkillable Malphite is. Mainly because Watercat is opted to a burst build, which, like Data mentioned when we were doing the analysis, that it's very front-loaded damage. If it doesn't focus the Malphite, Malphite's effectively going to be unkillable. Morgana, it's going to do some AP damage, but it's really not going to be enough to stop the side of Dog Z and their Malphite. But Bennett slowly chipping away at Malphite could actually be in trouble. We're going to see the ult coming off on Coterie. Coterie's going to ult over the wall, but Bennett is going to give chase to the last of the Coterie, and I think he's going to go down. The flash, Bennett looking a little befuddled, doesn't know what happened to the Malphite, or just decides not to give chase, I guess, which is not worth it. Furley could be in trouble here. They see the hook. Furley knows that he's not allowed to walk forward. I'm not sure if he knows they're in that bush, but we'll see how they approach this. Furley should be careful lest he gets jumped on.
Do you not think Malphite should have been built Frozen Heart over?
Malphite, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he bought a Negatron cloak, which I don't think he needs. I don't think that MR is necessary. Oh wait, we're seeing the engage Hoshi. Yumi once again being a victim of being a Q magnet for Inferno, goes down. Furley is going to get a trade onto Gustaposy. Gustaposy, no ult, but it could be a Baron for the side of Bing Chillers.
Okay, in all honesty, I wouldn't have blamed Hoshi for that. I think Furley baited him like really hard. Oh,
Big chunk of damage onto Inferno, and are they going to be forced to back away? Coterie's walking up, isn't going to bother the TP, but we're seeing the TP come in from Bennett. I think that's fine. You get the TP out when you weren't even the threatening party, so that's a good play for Z. I don't know why Bennett TP'd there. Well, okay, I don't know why Bennett TP'd there and Bing Chillers backed off.
Yeah, I think Bing Chillers definitely like stays on Baron because Hoshi won't be there at least for another 15 seconds.
Yeah, but it seems that, I mean, Z got 2 positives out of that, right? Bing Chillers backed off Baron for really no reason, and Bennett burned his TP. Yep.
I low-key wish that Viego went QSS. I don't know. Maybe not. I have zero clue. But
What
I
about the
think would
Hex
have been
Drinker? I mean, the Hex Drinker is okay, but I think a lot
Fine.
of the damage is coming out is AD. I mean, I guess you want to survive the Lux, which I feel like is probably his biggest burst threat. So, yeah, I can see it. Okay.
wouldn't just be rushing Mercurials be fine because it gives you more stats.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Or even the tankier one because he doesn't really have to. I mean, ideally, Viego doesn't have to do damage, right? He just needs to kind of live. So maybe building the, I don't know what's called, but the tankier version of QSS might have been better on Viego.
No, it's actually, yeah, no, I agree. I think the build should have been Divine first into survivability item instead of more like greedy, like with work.
Because I think he's griefing a lot of these fights by forcing his R out because he's getting caught out.
Yep.
That's the only reason. I feel like he should have.
And Furley could be in trouble here. It's a little grief that he has to face check, but he's gonna know where they're at. Thankfully, his missed wall is gonna allow him to kind of walk away. Now they know where Bing Chill's side is. This could be a good fight for the side of Dorado Gaming X because Coterie does have TP. I'm not sure this is what he should be doing. He should be pulling the wave ahead of the fight. But it looks like they get the engaged. Tough Daddy and Hoshiumi do get engaged on. They managed to get away for now. but they're forced to back off. But I don't think this should be the case. Guster Posey going in one more time. Hoshiumi gets knocked up, but they're gonna go on to Guster Posey. Guster Posey does get engaged on. Furley does get the oh my god, but Coterie comes in with too low of health. And he does go down to Inferno. Daydream does get the cleanse off, and Coterie played that really, really badly in terms of kind of managing the wave. Oh, but the flash coming out. It's King Civil with a bit of a slow reaction. I think he's lucky that oh my god, Daydream flashing in, making sure to show everybody that she is not King Civil's daughter. But again, she's gonna get to kill Watercat. No, Watercat's gonna get away. But again, played really, really poorly from Coterie. Bad wave management, bad TP position, bad ult target, bad everything. I think that it all started from what we saw up there when he was farming the Krugs for some reason, as opposed to, you know, pushing out the waves so he can be in a good spot and not get harassed like he did. But a pretty interesting play from him.
I don't know what happened to Coterie. Did he just get one shot? Like he TP'd on
Yeah,
trap?
he pretty much got obliterated almost right away.
Oh.
Yeah, he was taking trades top and then TP'd with, I think, 50% health. And then
That is
on
already
top of
smart.
grab.
Yeah, and Hoshiumi getting engaged on taking a good amount of damage. Bennett does get charmed away. The riposte does come out, and the kill does go on against Hoshiumi. It's a pretty tough position for them to be in early. If their Coterie is going to be able to provide the front line that they need, but this fight is looking pretty doomed for the side of Dorado Gaming. Coterie is going to walk up to clear that ward, and the dragon ironically managed to save him. The charm coming onto him with big damage, taking away most of his health. And I mean, let's see how they approach it. Looks like Nautilus is trying to stop Hoshiumi. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. And the
Oh, the
Morgana
Morgana is going out of everything.
And
Rampage.
that is very unlucky.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, pretty rough. And it's the Morgana that took it with, I think, a binding. Hopefully it wasn't with the puddle. Burley could be in trouble here. I'm not too sure that he can jump in. Burley's actually in a weird spot. Are they going to jump onto Inferno? Inferno is going to get engaged on, and the Zanyas does come out. Burley's going to get stunned, but it's not going to matter. Burley getting the kill. And the goal difference still isn't too crazy, but we're really seeing a difference in execution here at the moment. A lot of errors from the side of Dogx.
I really don't like Coterie's build, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too opposed to the build path. I think that it's fine. I'm not sure I like the. There's no need to having the the no flying cloak or whatever it's called, the Negatron. Cloak?
Negatron, yeah, Negatron.
Cloak, yeah. You know, I don't think that's really necessary. I think Rose and Heart starting to build it is fine. I don't think that you finish the Thornmail. I think keep your
it's
Bramble for
Rose and
lane.
Heart and
Yeah,
then Bramble.
yeah. I think it's I think you build your Iceborne. Your Sunfire, that's still okay. I think after Sunfire, you still have your Bramble, but you go into your Frozen Heart, and then you go into Thornmail. It's just really such an effective item.
Oh, that's tough spar.
Yeah, but no real objective besides Baron up right now, so not the biggest loss, I suppose. But Bennett is just such a force in this game. Playing the split pretty well. I think that he has applied pressure on the side lanes really well, and Hoshiumi getting taking some damage here. Unable to move. Hoshiumi actually is gonna die here. Who's gonna tank it? Daydream tanks it, but Hoshiumi cannot dodge a hook. Hoshi not really playing all that great. They try to force the engage onto the side of Dorado Gaming, but nothing's really gonna happen. Last of the Coterie is trying to take the fight here. But you need to be careful before he heals. Oh yeah, all of his health is back. The trade, which was going in favor of the side of Bennett, is or Coterie going on. He's gonna finish him off.
Oh,
He gets the kill. Oh, but we see the engage from Tough Daddy. Tough Daddy with the big flank. Furley coming around the side, but it's not gonna matter. Inferno with the big Zanya. Tough Daddy goes down. Shut down, going over to Watercat. Watercat really, really putting on the clinic this series. Yeah, I'm actually a bit like something that was talked about during Champ Select was the importance of Merc Treads. And I'm seeing one Merc Treads versus two Tabbies. It's understandable on the Malphite and the matchup, but it's a
I think
little more
Coach
interesting on
needed
yeah,
nurtured more if he's gonna walk up like that.
yeah, definitely Hoshi's not having his best series. Uh I don't know, it could be like that sometimes, I guess. What are Ari runes anyways? He's dead.
Yeah, I can't even tell.
Yeah, she must have looked at his I'm not seeing it.
It's first strike. It's first strike.
Gives
Oh,
me that.
God.
It's not human, is it?
I
Maybe
think
it
if
is.
I
he
don't
I think if he
know.
went Leandris, it would have been fine. Cause I think first strike like
Oh.
oh, Caleb might be picked out.
Caitlyn could get picked up, but Furley
Yeah.
taking a lot of damage. He's not gonna like damage that King Silver pulls out.
Damn, Hoshi.
Yeah, Hoshi Yumi kind of getting caught out here. Tough
Oh,
Daddy.
and tough guys.
Zing
Right.
against a
Oh.
yeah, wow, and he managed
Wait.
to live. Wow. Sybil, I want to say, had all of the cards in his hand and he lost that. I feel like Tough should die there every day.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
they
if-
can all recall. He misplaced his trap. He placed it in front.
yeah, he definitely. Okay.
I mean, ideally, I don't even think King Silva should have taken heal. He just takes Ghost or Cleanse, right? And like none of this situation would happen where he gets picked out or whatever, because he's playing really scared in half of these fights when he has like majority of the gold.
Yeah, I mean, he's he has been playing really scared. I'm not too sure that's the way to really use the lead you have, but he came out of lane really fed, right? Like out of lane, his stats are not that great. He was like what, like 7-1 out of lane, 8-1.
Yeah,
something?
he was 7-1.
7-1. So to be 9-5 at this point in the game, I don't think that's pretty rough. I think if you're in a position like that for your team, it's really bad if if that's all you manage to extend your lead to. Whereas opposed to Watercat has really done a great job to really extend his leader, if not bide his time. He wasn't too aggressive in lane, but he definitely found the time to make himself.
Do they steal it?
Oh my god,
Okay.
no, he managed to take it. The dragon goes over. And they're gonna take the life of Guster Posey. And are we gonna see it engage? Tough Daddy getting a big charm onto Inferno. Inferno's gonna go down. Last of the Coterie jumps onto
Okay,
Civil, and big
it's
fight going over to the side of Dorado Gaming X, which
Dorado Gaming!
yeah, big fight there. We're seeing the solo laners backing to go match Bennett. But I think Bennett's just gonna take this down and get away. The slow's gonna go down. Bennett's gonna try to take the mid lane. Be a pretty interesting decision. The charm coming out here. Bennett's gonna try to run away, and I think he is gonna be able to get away. Hoshiumi's there. Watercat trying to find the angle to take down the Baron, but the big burst coming out, it's not gonna matter. Hoshiumi is gonna jump in. Oh, good call to flash onto the Lux, and it's not only is it an even game. Now it's a game in favor of Dorado Gaming X. I don't want to say they are out of the hot water just yet, but they're in a much better position than they were, just a minute or two ago.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this LDR build from Chelsea.
For Chelsea? Yeah.
No,
It's pretty.
I think.
Yeah,
I
who does
think
she need it for, right?
I mean, it's for the only reason is for the Wukong, but I think she can like ideally just go Maw or like even a CO item. Like, as much as troll as it sounds, I think Rapid Fire is actually good this game.
I remember you were getting playing for Rapid Fire a few go, but
Yeah.
Furley goes
Huh?
down.
That's why
Doesn't
York
manage to get
says.
anybody down, but oh my god,
Oh,
Daydream just
Chelsea!
absolutely deleting that monkey.
Well, it's okay. I got flamed for it because my build was kind of awful, but it kept me alive, which is what I needed. Well, I mean, I feel like Rapid Fire or PD is maybe even better this game. Rapid Fire is just to help her hit the targets that she needs to hit. But I mean, she can build PD for Wukong, and it'd be good.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think Phantom Dancer could be good, right? Because you want to kite, you want to get away. I think that LDR is not really necessary. You're not really getting too much out of the Giant Slayer passive part of it.
Yeah, I mean, at most, if she wants to build like a LDR item, I think it's the anti-heal item because it's
Yeah,
Wukong,
yeah.
Wukong, Fiora, and then Caitlyn with their lifesteal. But it's I don't think it's still like the best. I just think like there's better items that she can build because she's already one-shotting the Wukong if like from what you saw earlier.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think you're right. I don't think the LDR is necessarily the giant killer is not really that useful. You're better off, applying the heal cut, which she does pretty well with, her feather storm and all of her abilities. Just does a good job at applying them. So I think maybe she goes that angle. But, what's done is done. What item would you like to see now? Maybe the Phantom Dancer, you said?
Phantom Dancer, QSS, because I mean it's just if she doesn't have cleanse, she's gonna have to 4-star. Maybe QSS is better, like just for an early item till she gets like she can build a full item. Because this, I mean, she still has to dodge Morgana Q and Lux Q, and if she forces R, it's just really bad.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Even Maul might be better, but I don't really like it because it's Caitlyn's like all their damage.
Yeah, I mean it's looking pretty doomed. Let's see how they decide to approach it. If they can bring it back, they managed to bring it back just a little bit, but they're not out of the hot water just yet. Like I mentioned, it could it could go either way now with potential scope fight coming up. Top Daddy actually getting engaged on. He's gonna get the trap dropped on him, and I don't think he's gonna survive this stuff. Oh my god, almost instantly blown up, and I think this could be leading to a game-ending fight. Bandit does get engaged on. Bandit's gonna go down here. No way he survives, but a lot of resources wasted there. I think you need to look for the fight of your Coterie. Coterie has ult, and the coming out, but it looks like Furley's next. Furley managed to put his way, but once again, Furley having to waste his ult due to mistakes. Coterie getting engaged on, just getting chipped on little by little, and I think he's gonna go down. Just no, he barely managed to survive, but it's pick after pick, and Hoshi Yumi goes down. Adrian trying her best, but that's probably game for Dorado.
I think it's game.
Yeah, I think Chelsea should have backed up as well with that fight, but yeah, it's just. It's really unlucky because Tough didn't R this time, and he's been ulting like every single, which is really good, but he like graded it for some reason this time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be game,
Yeah.
but pretty interesting the gameplay.
Wait,
from
Tough?
Trying to clutch it up. He's gonna get the kill, but he's not gonna be able to finish off Watercat.
Oh,
Watercat's
it's
gonna
game.
Zanya's and Dorado Gaming X with their first and last stream of the season.
Oh.
Pretty.
Toxic.
No, I mean we'll see, but maybe when they get like when they play like a Mickey Mouse team or something. Not anyone that has like players, humans on their team. But that was a pretty rough 2-0 against Z. Who, we're looking pretty rough out there.
Yeah, I think Inferno just, I don't know, went crazy.
Yeah,
Both
Inferno did
trees.
go crazy. Him and Watercat, very huge parts. I mean, the rest of the team, they did their job. They played well, but I think the standout players are definitely Watercat and Inferno, who did a lot to really, keep Dog X in, keep them quiet. They weren't really able to do much else. A lot of individual mistakes coming out from the side of Dog X. Probably chipping it up to it being a no scrim team, but I think that Victorious is probably a bit higher caliber than maybe like BOL or Risen, where other no scrim teams usually go.
Yeah, they
But-
got all the elo sitters there. What do you mean?
Yeah, surely. Oh yeah, Victorious. Yeah, I mean that's where they have the lax rules. So, kind of rough. But that'll be it. Zai Z whatever got 2-0'd on stream, and that's all there is to it. They got beat. Hopefully, Flyer comes back. It wasn't really necessarily because Tough was gone, but Flyer and Furley do have the most synergy between each other on the team, and they are a very imposing force on the Rift together. So it's looking, pretty clear that this team is going to revolve around those two moving forward. And thanks for everybody that tuned in. We'll see you all. I don't know, whenever we feel like streaming again. Have a good night.
Shout out to Shima.
Shout out to Shima. We'll see you all soon.